Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. An update from the Ukraine front. How many times have you heard the Ukrainians outperforming the Russians in drone attacks, like the number of drones launched? Well, this is one of those times when the Ukrainians launched more than twice the number of drones the Russians launched last night. I think since I've been covering this thing in Ukraine, I've seen this maybe 3 or 4 times. That's all. And it is 100 and some versus 250 or so. So that's the first topic. The second one, the Russians claim they liberated a village or a town settlement in Kharkov, and the DeepState, which is an Ukrainian monitoring outlet, the analytical project, my bad, says that the Russians actually advanced near 4 key settlements in Donetsk oblast. They're not in Donetsk oblast. 2 of them are. The other 2 are in Zaporozhye and I think in Dnipropetrovsk. But nevertheless, I have the map to show you. Then the old good guys from England, they are preparing false flag attacks in Europe to blame Russia for terrorist plot. I am 99% waiting because I'm 99% certain that they are doing that. They have been doing that, but now they have to escalate, they have to adapt. And the adaptation in this case is we have to make Europe really be afraid in order to act. Not Europe, because the guys in charge are already on board with the orders given. It's the population that has to be indoctrinated, scared to death by the owners' media. And the last part of this video has to do with one topic, which is the Flamingo missiles, the long-range, supposedly domestically made Ukrainian, domestically made missiles who can strike about 1,700 kilometers or something. And again, the Crimean Bridge is going to be destroyed. They are still at it, and now again they revive that. Why? Because they think are going to destroy it, not with Neptunes, not with British made or French Scalp or Stormy Daniels missiles. They're gonna use their domestically made, which is hit the Ukrainians. This has been the whole point. Hit the Ukrainians, but don't hit us. But they fight for our interests. Our, not meaning the West or the people living in the West. The guys owning the people in the West. We're owned. All right, let's start with the first one. So this comes from Ukrinform. It is from the 6th of October 2025. Drones target multiple military and industrial facilities across Russia. And they say on the night of October 6th, drones struck several military industrial facilities in Russia. Okay, good to see that, right? Some people are celebrating, some people are not. The point is, they say here, overnight air defense forces repelled an attack by 20 drones in the industrial zone of Zernzinsk. All right, now, additionally, drones attacked the Klintsy thermal power plant in Bryansk region overnight on October 6th. In Krasnodar Krai, 2 people, Pakapakan, 2 Piskapi. The point is, look here, even in Crimea they struck. At the bottom here is what we need to know. Overall, the Russian Ministry of Defense reported that its air defenses had shot down 251 Ukrainian drones at that night. They claim they downed them. How many were? I don't know, 400 maybe. I'm just exaggerating. The Russians told us 251. Well, that's a big achievement for these guys. And I read another article, I didn't pull it out here. The governor of Bryansk, I think it was, let me just look and make sure. No, Belgorod it was. No, Bryansk. In Bryansk said that there are 40,000 households with no electricity in Bryansk. So it seems like it was a big massive Ukrainian drone attack on Russia, and maybe missile attack. So let's see what the Russians did. Remember, 250, what was it? 251, and now we go to the Russians. 116, so less than half. Russia unleashed, you unleashed, but these guys did what? Shut down 251. So 116, 251, that is 30 hits recorded. Yeah, we continue with that, even though I don't want to read it. I already read it. And they tell us where they hit and what they hit. Including Shahed and Gerbera against Ukraine, October 6, air defenses downed 83 of them. Alright, that's what these guys say. Next one, Ukraine informed the same, 83 out of 116. So, what's going on here? It seems like the Lithuanians and Finnish guys and Norwegians are giving them more drones now, or this is the resultant of those drones. So they were launched from the same Milerovo, Kursk, Bryansk, Primorsko-Akhtarsk, and in Crimea. So Milerovo, Kursk, Bryansk, we have here. From Milerovo is right here, where this little weird thing is, right? And then you got Kursk, and then Bryansk, so in the northeast. Then you have east, then you have the Primorsko-Akhtarsk right here across from the Sea of Azov and the Black Sea. This is the Kerch Bridge that we're going to discuss in a minute. And from Crimean Peninsula. So the Russians attacks from all directions with 116 drones. All right, Russian forces liberate of Odradnoye settlement in Kharkov region. So this is up north, right here. So this is the map with Russia, Ukraine. This is up north in the little thing, whatever, 3 cows, 5 cats, and 20 chicken. So this is the whatever it is, Odradnoye. And on the big map, the beautiful map, is right here. So this is Kharkov, and they liberated, according to these guys, in this area here. This is the area where they say they liberate something, which I don't know why they say liberate when they consider Kharkov Russian. Then they liberate it. All right, well, you know, semantics. Next, and we have the DeepState. Now this comes from the Ukrainians, right? And they say DeepState confirms Russian advance near 4 key settlements in Donetsk oblast. And we have here the analytical project DeepState reported a Russian advance near Novoivanivka, Olhivske, Vishneve, and Ternove in Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast on October 6. These two, I have to confirm, they are not in Donetsk. Where I found them, they are not. So remember, tactical advances. And I found they are located in this area, right here. The first two. See, this is Zaporozhye, this is Donetsk, this is Dnipropetrovsk. They are in here. This is one of them, which is in Zaporozhye. The other one is down here. So the first two are located in Zaporozhye. Yeah, it's the ones right here. This is Donetsk, but this is in Zaporozhye. So they advance here, and they advance as well in Dnipropetrovsk. And the other two, one is by Pokrovsk, right here in Krasnoarmeysk. Right here, so it's down here somewhere by Selidovo. Let me show you. This is where is the other one. Vishelnie. All right, this is the right here, the third one, and then the last one is in again Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast. This is higher in the where are you, baby doll? I got you somewhere. Just a second. There it is. It is at the intersection between Luhansk, right here, the intersection between 3 oblasts. This is Luhansk, this is Kharkov, this is Donetsk. So it is this little corner where the 3 of them meet, which on the map is exactly here, where they meet. This is where by Izium, right here, where the 3 of them meet. Right here is the other one. All right, but that's in Kharkov. The 3, they said, 4, I'm sorry, 3, 4 key settlements. Next one, Sputnik. According to Sputnik, 2 hours ago, and updated 1 hour ago, UK preparing false flag attack in Europe to blame Russia for terrorist plot. Russian intel. Well, I think that goes without saying. They are going to do this. When they do not know where the drones come, then you know it comes from NATO. Just go by that by default. When they tell you exactly it was the Russians, they either lie or really it was from Russians. But they don't come with, we don't know. When they say we don't know, when the drones are flying over Europe, could be either the NATO operated or some imbeciles or some criminals from organized crime. That's what it is. And then, or actors from outside Europe. It could be Israel and others who want to destabilize Europe so their buddies can come with money and buy Europe again at a discount price. It happened before. They will do it again. Why competition? they just take over. You guys fuck yourselves. We bring the money on the click. Not money really. Money like that. How much you want? 50 billion pop. 50. 50,000,000,000,000,000. That's it. That's you, man. 50 million right there. How? I just put it out of my ass. So what's going on here? What the Russians are saying? London is engaged that London is enraged that the UK's long-standing efforts to achieve a strategic defeat of Russia are failing and is preparing a new provocation, Russian Foreign Intelligence Services said on Monday. Doesn't necessarily mean that these guys are telling the truth. Don't start with that by default. They are in the same business as CIA and Mossad and MI6 in, creating a narrative. They have their own, in every intelligence service, they have a department that is called the propaganda ministry. At least those evil guys, how do you call them? The Nazis or the bad, how you want to call them. At least they were honest when they were saying, you know what? This is the Ministry of Propaganda, because that's what it was, man. I mean, I have to give them that instead of saying, oh no, this is the Ministry of Truth. We combat disinformation. And actually, you are promoting disinformation, not misinformation, disinformation. So remember, misinformation is when you inform or give some statements or information that really you don't know it's faulty, is wrong. You don't know it's not there. But disinformation is purposely, and you say it, and not with a goal and achieving something. The press bureau of the Foreign Intelligence Services of the Russian Federation reports that according to information received by the SVR, London is furious that long-standing British efforts to achieve the strategic defeat of Russia and turn it into a pariah state are failing. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, for you, Mr. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, cabinet and its intelligence agencies are preparing to respond to Russia's successes in the Ukrainian theater of military operations with yet another vile provocation. All right, so you have to start with this, which is understandable. The English. I'm not going to use British anymore. I'm going to use English because I don't think it's Scotland at work here, or Ireland, or the Welsh, or I think or other people from different places, if you know what I mean. Yet they will be in charge pretty soon of England. Yes, those guys, yes, those Imran Khans and not Imran Khan, the Palestinian, Jesus Christ, the Pakistani former prime minister, these guys zipped it. But you're a mayor of London, and these guys, they will take over. They will take your nuclear weapons, and then what? They will say, we've been hurt by you. And you. Now it's payback time. Well, what are you going to do then? Who are you going to blame? You know what you're going to do? Maybe not you, because you're right here with me in minute 15. That means you put up with me for 14 minutes. That means you kind of agree, or at least you like what I'm saying, or you are curious. But if you hate my guts here, just so you know, this is what those persons will do. I'm sorry. You will die, I think, after you said, I'm sorry. The other guys who don't say, I'm sorry, they will die without saying, I'm sorry. So that's a little bit, for me, you don't have to go down and roll over the carpet and cry like a bitch, and then they will kill you then. No. At least say, yeah, I'm proud of you. Fuck you. And then they kill you. All right. Just kidding. You'll see. I hope these guys don't get that point, but they will, I think. So yes, Great Britain's or England's point, how should I put it, foreign policy main rule was this: not a strong country in the mainland Europe or in Europe. No, whenever a strong country emerges in Europe, the Brits fucked it. Every time. And I don't blame them. They're weak. I mean, look at them. Right now, small country, one Oreshnik, two Oreshniks clear the stables like Hercules did. You remember who Hercules was in our mythology? In our mythology? Oh, you know about Daniel and fucking Goliath and that. Forget about those. We get our own better and stronger, and that represents our DNA. So what's going on? Remember what the seventh, where's the seventh? Because they go by seventh or 10th. Which one were? Go and check it out. Works that Hercules had to do. And he did what? He is going to clean up in one day the stables of a baboon king. And what he did? He was strong enough and he just diverted the river, and the river flushed the stables and cleaned all the stables, like Great Britain cleaned it. But the horses, the good horses, the Arabian horses, were brought back into the clean stables. So I think that's what's going to happen with someone coming to the UK. That's how you solve the problem. Clean it with a big wave created by some Oreshniks. Get the stallions, the Arabian, because they're Arabian. What are you doing? It's all Arabian. Populate them. Yeah. All right. That's my favorite horse. Off. Anyway, so pick them up. Oreshnik, bring them back with the UFOs. All right. Kind of early, but it seems like I'm going to start well. Next one. New voice of Ukraine. Ukraine already deploying new Flamingo missiles in strikes on Russian energy assets. So they did it. Remember the first? They say it was 251, right? But they say right here that they already used them. Ukraine has begun using FPV-5 Flamingo cruise missiles, which fly as low as 50 meters. That's 150 feet. That's about 55 yards, which is very low, over the ground with a range exceeding 3,000 kilometers. I said 1,500, but I was wrong. I was thinking of miles or something. So 3,000 kilometers and 1,150 kilogram warhead. The Economist reported. All right, so that means these guys are already doing it. Each cost about $500,000. That's it. Sign me up for one. By comparison, the article cited the American Tomahawk missiles, which cost 4 times as much, has a shorter range and carries far less payload, though it is likely more accurate and harder to intercept. Do you understand what these guys are doing? They're gonna hit, as I said many times before, they're gonna use NATO weapons. They're gonna hit the Russian targets. Or they will hit them. They will successfully hit. Some of them will be hit down, so relax. The Russians are still good, okay? And then the Russians will say, oh, this was a, GG Coco kind of missile made by Jujulaka from United States of America. You guys provided the Ukrainians. And this guy is going to say, no, there was not a GG Coco. It was Lulu Kaka. Oh my God, Lulu Kaka. It was domestically built. Yeah, Lulu Kaka, not GG Coco. All right, that's what they're gonna do, my friends. And the Russians will say, you struck us, you Americans, or whomever provided that. And the guy's gonna say, no, swear God, man, swear God right there. All right, and the other guys, yeah, it's the Flamingo. Fur. All right, and let me show you how fantastic the flamingos are. Ukraine already using Flamingo missiles against Russia. Expected to produce 7 per day soon. So that's soon. That means now they're producing 1 a year. I don't know. They don't tell us. Nevertheless, Ukraine has started using its domestically produced Flamingo missiles in strikes on Russian territory and is currently manufacturing 2 to 3 per day. What was the title? Expected to produce 7 per day. Oh my bad, I thought it was once a 7 days. I read it wrong. 7 per day. So now they do it 2 to 3 per day, with plans to scale up to 7 daily by the end of October. All right, the same thing here. Pakazaka, very good, very good. It says that the article noted that this Flamingo is capable of penetrating Russian air defenses. It could elevate Ukraine's deep strike campaign to a new level of destructive capabilities. And they said that if these guys, again, the missile is 500,000, if these guys, they said they are, they can reach 100, 500 kilometers. Right, I knew that. I knew this right here. But okay, about deep strike and are reportedly conducted with Firepoint FP1 drones. These UAVs can reach targets 1,500 kilometers inside Russian territory and use sophisticated software. So they have all kind of abilities, and when they're going to do this, they will say, well, as I said, it was our domestically made. Why? Because they want this to happen. New Voice of Ukraine, and I'm quoting, the mission has been in place since day one. Correct is been, but I think you've been told no, 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 or they tried multiple times and they were told, if that happens, we're gonna fuck you up. Ukraine will strike Crimean Bridge. Long-range drone commander. I don't know if it's gonna be with drones. I think it will be with missiles. How? I tell you exactly, and I said this many times before. Each air defense system has a limited ammunition until you recharge it. And you can recharge it in a few minutes, 40 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. So what you do, let's say the Russians have air defense systems, which they do have by the Crimean Bridge. When the Ukrainians will send decoy drones, real drones, and missiles, they will swarm these guys. They will swarm them. They will not be able to stop them 100%. And you need 1 or 2 missiles to strike the bridge to collapse. Or at least one side, or whatever it is. One is for the trains, one is for the traffic, the regular, they think it's for auto traffic. It's for truck traffic. Remember, my dear Americans, your interstate, or our interstate system, started by Mr. Eisenhower, General Eisenhower, copied from the Germans when he was in Germany, was never meant for you and I to use. Never. We're using it as an extra. As an extra. They allow us to use it. For them, we are just a liability. Those or that interstate system, highway, was built for the military transport, for the quick transport of troops. That's the first one. The second one is the businesses, for the semi-trucks with their I'm leaving, ciao, see ya. With the trucks and trailers, the transport for business, and we just happen to use it. We are the okay, we're gonna allow you to use them too. So here, my friends, these guys are going to hit it. That's the way they're going to do it. And they say, what are we going to do with some drones? I don't think we're going to damage it. It's going to be just a little bit of ego. And I think the Ukrainians got a memo from the Americans. Don't hit it, because the Russians will really, really be upset. Ukrainian forces will inevitably strike the bridge linking occupied Crimea to Russia. It's only a matter of time. Roman Parkanov, deputy commander of Ukraine's 14 Paka. We can expect strikes on the bridge any day. Any day now, this year, next year it will happen. How about never year? I assure you, you'll see it. Okay, well, I think too. Right? And I say right here, long-range drones like Lityuki kamikaze UAVs, this is what they think they can hit it with. They will hit it with missiles, my friends. They can call them drones. I think that's how they call it. Drones in this one. Lili Kappa, where is that? Or maybe, all right here. Lyuti, this was it. Let me see if that's the same. Lyuti Kupik. Where the fuck are you? Lyuti. Where is the Lyuti? Okay, yeah, that's the one. The kamikaze UAV Lyuti Muki. Or Lyuti Muki is right here. You can also has heavier and more expensive drone called Papapap. Has a range of 2,000 kilometers and combat tested computer vision for precision guided. They will do it, my friends. And where is The Crimean Peninsula and the Kerch Bridge is right here. So this is the Crimean Peninsula, this is the Sea of Azov, this is Black Sea, this is the Kerch Bridge that these guys want to hit. They want to hit it not for the transport. Nah, I don't think so. And it's in Basilic, because let's say, well, I'm saying, first, I don't think they will do it because of the transport that goes over this. It helps, I give them that. The problem is you destroy it, how many never time you're gonna build it? When are you gonna build it back? Because if you, as they say, we might take over Krasnodar. Well, if you take over this, the Ukrainians, the West and all that, you're gonna need this Kerch Bridge. Who's going to build it? American companies? These guys are bankrupted. I know it was a study about 50, it was about 7 years ago or something I read. They said in the United States of America, that's why it was about 50, about 50,000 bridges out of warranty or guarantee they are in a state of collapse. About 50,000. Oh, you can say, well, it's not a lot. I mean, it's about what, 1,000 a state? 1,000 a state in the 50. I don't know, they have a lot of bridges in, let's say, Hawaii, so we can discard that. But I'm just saying, or just imagine, around 50,000 here in decay. But hey, we send money to Israel and Ukraine because values and all that. And this is the decay. Go and walk in through a US airport and then go to China and walk through one of them and see how they are. It's insulting, to say the least. And by looking at an infrastructure of a country, you realize that country is in decay. Definitely. Remember how this country was in the 50s and 60s? With highway systems, with everything was new. They were building, right? What the fuck they're building? Weapons. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.